Tony D and Little Jonah in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on 4 different movies: Murder City, Operation Black Ops, Zoey 102, and Fear the Night. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Welcome to the summer, where movies just keep dropping and nobody cares. Let's see if any of these trailers, they're all kind of weak. These aren't as weak as the 3 I did the other day, but let's take a look. First, there's Murder City, starring Luke Cage, Mike Colter, Luke Cage. There he is, and he is a cop who becomes a dirty cop. Right. So the first act, he becomes a dirty cop. This is a Tubi original, and then he ends up going up the river for a crime he did commit. Gets out of prison, but his father, who took him on, got him in prison. He takes on his debt. The cartel says, "You owe us $100,000 because your father owed us $100,000." So the second act, he's trying to work for the mob, I guess, doing seedy things in order to clear the debt, and things just get worse and worse. And then he takes on the cartel to save his family, but they're a ruthless bunch. I mean, it looks like a good role for him. He looks good for the role. I don't like the cartel head. She doesn't seem believable. I don't know. I just don't buy it. But whatever. So it's called Murder City. This is on Tubi original. Maybe, I don't know. Moving on to the third act. I guess he wins, gets away, or he dies. It feels like film noir. Like nobody wins. Like maybe he lives, but like his family member dies. Operation Black Ops seems like a very low budget sort of, let's bring a team of guys together and go against the bad guys. Tito Ortiz is the leader, and I don't know, supposed to go to Germany because it's a former camp run by the bad guys from Germany, from World War you know what. I'm trying not to get flagged on YouTube, and then they have to go there, and I assume they fight genetic mutants from that era, I guess. Tito Ortiz. CRISTIANE, CYBORG, JUSTINO. I don't know who that is. I guess that's her. They fight a bunch of dudes. It's very unclear who they are fighting, but they're fighting somebody in a field and shooting guys. It's called Operation Black Ops. Feels like a generic B-movie kind of movie. Then you got Zoey 102, a wacky comedy about a woman who, I don't know, she gets a proposal on the second date. This is a brand new movie. I guess this was a TV show or another movie. I'm not sure what, but there was some sort of high school story with the characters, and then she's going to be a bridesmaid in her friend's wedding, and then it's going to reunite all the high school kids now that they're in their 30s, and she's miserable. And of course she pines for her boyfriend from high school, who's a bit of a average Joe, and then she hires a guy to pretend to be her boyfriend. It feels like a comedy written by girls. Really does. There's a weird, it's all girly stuff. It's weddings, and the dialogue is all girl dialogue. The guys talk like girls. Sorry, that's the way the dialogue is. So there's a scene where her former high school boyfriend shakes hands with her fake boyfriend and goes something like, "Wow, you got quite a grip there, and quite a jawline." Like, no guy is going to mention the jawline. You might have gotten away with like the handshake, because handshake is a thing with guys, but you handled it all wrong. The jawline, no, that's a girl comment. That is something a girl would comment on, not a guy. But this is where we're at. So, women often complain, oh, guys, they just write women that sound like men. Yeah, that's a problem. But it's also a problem the other way, too. Um, Feminizing men in your movie isn't going to help you. There's Thomas Lennon as the gay guy, I assume. I assume he plays an effeminate, I don't know, wedding planner or something. Um, and then it all centers around a wedding. Here's the actual gay character, I think. I mean, look at his nails. He sounds feminine too. I don't know. It's Zoey. They ought to just call it Zoey's miserable in her 30s, I guess. So first act, her friend's getting married. She's unhappy. She's got to go be the bridesmaid, and she hires a boyfriend to, I don't know, impress her former boyfriend from high school. Second act, she's still in love with her former boyfriend in high school. Will they get together? There's flashbacks and endless talk about high school. Then third act, they end up together. Pretty standard. This won't be my favorite of the four, by the way. It goes right on the bottom. And finally, Maggie Q in Fear of the Night, which got a similar theme. It's kind of a girl action movie, but it's written a little better. So Maggie is going up to the cabin. She's a former vet from Afghanistan. She goes up to the cabin for her friend's bachelorette party, and then a team of guys with crossbows attack it because they're looking for something in the house, and they start killing all the girls, and then I don't know, they're looking for something in the house, and rather than, I don't know, just walk in with guns and hold everybody hostage, they decide to play a game of cat and mouse, killing them one by one. But Maggie Q is going to lead the resistance, and she does, and kills all of them. So first act, she goes to the bachelor party, and they establish all the characters. Second act, they kill a bunch of them, and then she turns the tables on them slowly. In the third act, they kill them all. Written and directed by Neil LaBute. Maggie Q. Fear of the Night. All right, so we've got Murder City, Black Ops, Zoey 102, and Fear of the Night. So let me put Zoey right on the bottom. Right on the bottom. Although, I will say, in terms of the quality of the movie, I would put it third in terms of quality, only because Black Ops looks so low budget and so threadbare. It probably is. It's probably a worse movie, but at least it would have action in it for me. So that really just leaves it's either Murder City, starring Luke Cage, or Fear of the Night. Man, it's a tough call. I think probably Fear of the Night is the better of the movies, only because Murder City looks a little convoluted and doesn't really have a strong sense of the cartels in that, and I think you needed a strong sense of the cartels to make the villain work. Doesn't seem to have that. It also seems like the Murder City character played by Luke Cage is really forced down a path needlessly, where the cartels, they have so much money and so many people, they don't really need to do that to people necessarily. They would just sooner kill somebody that gave them a problem. I mean, yeah, organized crime does want their money back eventually, but most people pay it, and you don't get money from dead people. You want them to be alive to work off the debt, and there are many ways you can work off the debt. Fear of the Night, I think, is probably the best of the four, because Maggie Q seems to be pretty believable as an action star. She's not throwing around 300-pound stuntmen like they're rag dolls. They're trying to make it a smart movie where, like, her and the bachelorettes have to survive, so she's scrambling for what weapons they have, and they're going to have makeshift weapons. The only thing I would say is don't quite understand why the team of guys that attacks the bachelorettes decided to use bows and decided to start killing them immediately. Seems to me it would make a lot more sense just to roll in there with guns and just hold them hostage and get whatever you wanted out of the house, and either kill everybody in the house, which would seem pretty gruesome, or just rob them of whatever item you're looking for. I'm not sure what they're looking for in the movie. But because it only takes place in one location and it's mainly about one event, I think it'll be more coherent than Murder City. But that being said, Fear the Night looks like it's getting a theatrical release, whereas Murder City's on Tubi. I would watch either one of them. Fear the Night, following Iraq war veteran Tess as she prepares to strike back after a group of home invaders attack during her sister's bachelorette party, and she discovers they are hell-bent on not leaving any witnesses behind. Again, seems like the guns would have been a better choice. So there you got. You got 4 movies. I'd watch this one. I'd probably watch Murder City. I might even watch Black Ops, but I wouldn't watch Zoey 102. Nah. Doesn't look funny. Looks cringe. Cringe girl jokes again and again. Oh, it's a wedding. It's a wedding. It's always a freaking wedding. Is there no other plots you can come up for it with a woman's movie? Here are the plots of women's movies. Women comedies. Bachelorette party. Wedding. This is a bachelorette party too. Bachelorette party. Wedding. Male strip club. Or women that start a business. It's like, is there nothing else? Is there nothing else, ladies? Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. You have to get on the other platforms because God knows how much longer before YouTube yeets me. I will be in Ocean City tomorrow from 11 to 2 at the Sunrose Books and Music Store. That's Ocean City, New Jersey. It's a very pleasant town. Come on by from 11 to 1. Get yourself a copy of the Pineys and then go have a nice lunch. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you